Welcome back to New Rockstars. I'm Erik Voss, and Marvel Zombies has come out swinging and gnashing again with a great trailer ahead of this series, with all 4 episodes dropping on September 24th. And thanks to Better Wild for sponsoring today's video. We'll tell you more about them later. This show looks really good, and Marvel is smartly marketing it like a single-sitting action horror movie. So I figured let's also break down this follow-up trailer for all the fun animation details and the cameos. Spider-Man holding Stormbreaker? The implications! And I'm not talking about worthiness, I'm talking about this kid's gonna lose his damn mind. Hey, and a little something you can do if you are able to support New Rockstars. We have an audio-only subscription service called NR Underground, where we like to do bonus podcasts covering behind-the-scenes topics here at the channel. Like today's episode has Zach and I discussing what it really takes to record several videos a day. Take a listen.
I think one thing you really get from journalism school like that is like you don't become sacred with your writing. You try to write something promptly, effectively, accurately, correctly fact-checked.
On deadline?
On deadline.
Yes.
And you have to do that again and again and again and again and again. And after 30 times of doing that and messing up sometimes, you learn how to just like not be afraid of that deadline and just like charge to the end of the workday and send something in. And I think that has really helped me as a content creator, just be not so precious with each thing that I'm writing, but also learning how to maximize my time as best as I can to research and then to get to the answer. And I think it's that service journalism, trying to answer questions that exist and really thinking about what the audience needs to know.
Join the NR Underground by clicking the link in the description. Okay, let's get started with this trailer.
The battle they will sing about for ages. This is not the night we fought!
Zombies, rated TV MA, streaming September 24th, only on Disney+.
Okay, like the first trailer, this one opens with a TVMA warning, which then transitions the M and the A into Marvel animation, which flashes with red emergency lights as sirens blare over the streets of San Francisco, as Shang-Chi and Katie, wearing their Fairmont Hotel valet attire that they wore in the first act of Shang-Chi, flee the zombie outbreak. What if Season 1, Episode 5 established that San Francisco was ground zero of the outbreak, since Hank Pym went through the quantum tunnel into the quantum realm to find Janet Van Dyne during the events of Ant-Man the Wasp, which are also a couple weeks before the events of Avengers Infinity War. And in the quantum realm, Hank discovered that Janet had contracted a mysterious quantum virus, so that when they both came out of the tunnel in Hank's lab in San Francisco, the outbreak spread from there, even catching the Avengers on Golden Gate Bridge. So we know now that Marvel Zombies will revisit Outbreak Day in that city, the way many great zombie narratives do from other characters' perspectives. At some point over the summer, I noticed that my dog was biting her haunches and itching a lot more than usual. I figured it was allergies, but she's kind of old and she has a sensitive tummy, so I didn't want to use expensive meds where the main side effect was like bowel discomfort. Instead, I turned to Better Wild. Better Wild makes allergy relief soft chews that are veterinarian formulated with natural ingredients designed to support your pet's allergy defense system by strengthening digestion. 90% of your dog's immune system lives in the gut as part of their microbiome. A gut that's out of whack can leave your dog more vulnerable to allergies, which is something Better Wild can help address. Better Wild is the only allergy supplement that contains the Ancestral Advantage Wolf Probiotics, a proprietary blend of wolf probiotics that help rewild your dog's gut to that of their furry ancestor. The ingredients are science-backed and veterinarian approved. They include things like salmon oil, colostrum, and a patented postbiotic derived from kimchi to support skin health and soothe irritation. Better Wild is clinically proven to reduce itchiness and redness in just 2 months with daily use. And my dog loves them. She's super picky. Finding treats and food that she loves is such a chore. She won't even eat bacon, but she goes wild for Better Wild. Go to betterwild.com/newrockstars or click the QR code for an exclusive Better Wild offer. Use code NEWROCKSTARS at checkout. It stacks on top of already discounted pricing when you subscribe. This deal only works through my unique link, and it's the biggest discount they offer. Shang-Chi and Katie's path is blocked by a giant stomping shoe, and the shot cuts away before the camera cranes up, but I was thinking this could be zombie Hank Pym because he would be in the area, or it could just be anything else that might have been made big through random Pym particles scattering everywhere. We learned in that What If episode that Vision rescued T'Challa and Scott Lang from the event, but then Vision began cutting off pieces of their bodies to feed them to zombie Wanda at Camp Lehigh, but it was Vision's Mind Stone that was releasing a frequency that kept the other zombies at bay, which Peter, Scott, and T'Challa hoped would allow them to develop a cure if they could get the Mind Stone to Wakanda, but in Wakanda they found the African kingdom overrun by zombies, led by zombie Thanos, waiting for them. Zombie Wanda, meanwhile, returned in future episodes of What If in Season 1, Episode 8, as the Guardians of the Multiverse fought Ultron Infinity in another universe, and then she appeared as one of the collections of Strange Supreme in the Season 2 finale. So she's been through a lot since we've seen her last, and it's interesting to see her now as kind of emerging as a Marvel Animation big bad. So now with Shang-Chi and Katie, we're gonna see how zombie Hank Pym and all these other differently sized zombies are wreaking havoc on the West Coast. The iconic trolley that almost runs them over is actually driven by this driver with a particular character design. We saw this same zombie in What If Season 1, Episode 5 as a San Francisco hipster on the Golden Gate Bridge, but they also reused this character model in the New York area and the New Jersey scenes throughout that episode. I really like the joke here of this being the classic trolley problem thought experiment, and a zombie driver having no sense of humanity or moral philosophy, and therefore having no problem running over two humans. Also, I lived in San Francisco for a few years, and I rode these things a couple times, and I'm pretty sure they are on fixed tracks. How do I know that? Because one time when I rode it, some dumbass parked his Lay's potato chip delivery truck in a way that made it just partially block where the trolley would have gone, and our trolley was able to weave around it. So we all got stuck for like a half hour while the driver tried to find that truck driver. And while you may ask, Eric, why don't you get out and walk? You walk up California Street in San Francisco. A zombie falls from their sky in front of their feet, and they look up to see dozens of zombies raining down upon them, running off the side of the building like a true World War Z scenario. Then we see a red emergency light glowing, and we see the band of MCU hero survivors working together in part of this season. In the middle, starting on the left, that's Shang-Chi, then Red Guardian, then Moon Knight Blade, then Yelena Belova, Kamala Khan, Death Dealer, Katie, then Jimmy Woo. But the two women on the left and the one person on the right are, I assume, lesser characters. Like that woman with the eye patch and part of her head buzzed is the one who gets ripped in half by zombie Namor in the first trailer. So I think her and the woman to her left and then that guy on the far right are all just kind of road warriors who roll with Shang-Chi and Katie and Jimmy Woo and some of the others in this post-apocalypse. We see the combined forces of zombie Okoye and zombie Abomination, and in the foreground, zombie Ghost and zombie Clint Barton. Remember, Okoye got turned at Camp Lehigh, and the red eyes tell us that they're additionally being controlled by zombie Wanda Maximoff. The two slender figures on either side of zombie Okoye look like zombie Black Widow agents. The one on the right, I think, is Agnesa, who is one of the widows, as it looks like her likeness might be based on Shayna West, who played one of the widows in 2021's Black Widow film. There's zombie Thanos in Wakanda again, and he uses the red reality stone here to raise bodies from the earth. Could these be Wakandan warriors who died in past battles? Like, where is he pulling them from? Zombie Okoye leads the Wanda horde as she stands on these docks saying, "No one is safe." So these zombies can talk? Is it zombie Wanda's magic that's empowering Okoye here? Or just the rules different, since zombie Happy Hogan could still say blam? We see zombie Ghost appearing in a base, surprising another Widow agent. Now, since we see Agnesa in the fight here, I think this is a compound where many of the former Widow agents have congregated in the post-apocalypse. We see this compound from the outside as zombie Okoye and the whole Wanda horde gaze down upon it. This is how Yelena Belova joins the story, as we see her here as zombie Ghost grabs her from behind. And I love how this conflict is kind of a reversal of Yelena being the one to target Ghost in Thunderbolts. We see Red Guardian with Melina Vostokov, Rachel Weisz's character from the 2021 Black Widow film. So really the whole Widow family is here. To the left of Yelena is Kamala Khan, so she's gonna end up with this group as well. Alexei narrates his section as he pumps himself up for the battle that they've been waiting for ages. Then we see some close-ups. There's zombie Clint Barton, who we saw in What If Season 1 Episode 5 when he was attacking Happy Hogan and Sharon Carter in the train station in New York. Then we see zombie Ikaris, and that is definitely the Eternal Ikaris this time. Then we see zombie Carol Danvers, and then we see zombie Janet Van Dyne, and then zombie Namor. Now, some of you clowned on me when I said that he was attacking the others on on the raft in my breakdown of the first trailer, and I still think it is the raft where they all are in that sequence, but I think we're just gonna have to see why they are on the raft and what else could be there, like what they want from this location. Then we see zombie Wanda's horde. She floats above in the distance as zombie Okoye and zombie Abomination charge ahead. Then we see Alexei shouting into the microphone,
This is not the night we fought!
There's just an unhinged horror movie aura that the marketing for Marvel Zombies has been nailing, and letting Alexei scream a zombie war rallying cry. He's kind of like Aragorn working up his men saying, a day may come when the courage of men fails, but it is not this day. We see Moon Knight Blade, or Blade Knight, sword fighting with zombie Ghost as we saw in the past trailer. It's so great, and it really fits in with the music here. And then we see Death Dealer stabbing up through their combatant's hand as we see an arm getting broken. Ugh. The figure that Death Dealer is fighting here looks like a zombie version of Hercules. Yes, the MCU demigod played by Brett Goldstein in the Thor Love and Thunder post-credit scene. So I guess one of these episodes is going to show how this quantum virus could impact the cosmic hierarchy of gods in the MCU, Thor and related entities like Valkyrie, and how all of these could cross over with Khonshu and his involvement with Blade Moon Knight in this show. The trailer ends with this great clip of Spider-Man throwing Stormbreaker at zombie Thanos with the same kind of mid-air throw, looking just like Thor did when he threw Stormbreaker at Thanos in Avengers Infinity War. And just like Thor, Spider-Man failed to go for the head. Now, should Spider-Man have been able to wield Stormbreaker? Yeah, sure, definitely. Stormbreaker, unlike Mjolnir, does not have Odin's worthiness charm on it. However, Thor did warn the Guardians of the Galaxy in Infinity War that god-killing weapons like what he planned to forge could not be wielded by just anyone.
Don't you think that we should all have a weapon like that?
No, you simply lack the strength to wield them. Your bodies would crumple as your minds collapsed into madness.
Now, in Avengers Endgame, Stormbreaker was held by Steve Rogers at one point when he and Thor quickly traded Stormbreaker for Mjolnir, and Thanos was able to put his weight underneath it. But I do think for Peter Parker to be able to hold the battle axe, it just does say something about this kid. Zombie Thanos raises the gauntlet at Scott Lang's head with the Cloak of Levitation, at T'Challa missing that leg after Vision removed it for zombie Wanda, and at Spider-Man, and fires up the purple Power Stone. Now, for things to have gotten to this point, it would mean that Thor, Teenage Groot, and Rocket would have had to return from Nidavellir right into the zombie horde in Wakanda and gotten overtaken. So in addition to Thor, who I now agree that was in the first trailer, we might see Rocket and Groot in this scene too. Thor just might have fallen if Stormbreaker is now loose for Peter Parker to be holding it. It's always been a bit of a mystery how Thanos would have gotten the green time stone, because while What If Season 1 Episode 5 and Marvel Zombies established this outbreak day to be concurrent with the events of Infinity War, in Infinity War, Thanos only got the time stone because he fought Doctor Strange on Titan before going to Wakanda on Earth. In this continuity, Doctor Strange never left Earth, and he got zombified and disintegrated by Hope's ants before Thanos or his Black Order could have gotten their hands on that green time stone. Maybe this Thanos did go to the dusty remains of Doctor Strange in Manhattan before he went to Wakanda, but it is crazy that a zombie has a time stone? Like, what is a zombie going to do with a time stone? What would a zombie do if it got all 6 stones and snapped? Comment down below with your thoughts, and a special thanks to one of our YouTube members, Sin City Monster, who supports us at the executive producer level. Follow me at Erik Voss and subscribe to all the channels on the New Rockstars Network for breakdowns and news coverage of everything you love. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.